from Lue Paints, and I'm the miniature painting coach, and we have company today. This is my cat. Her name is Pache, and she just had surgery and she can't really be left alone. Okay, so while she's asleep, we're going to get some painting done before she wakes up and starts meowing. So let's just put this here. You guys can see my inks already. Let's just pop this off the palette real quick and place it off to the side. Now, with this formatting, you guys can see there should be a color wheel right over here. The paints and brushes that I have listed down here, my reference over here, and you guys can see whatever I'm painting, whatever my hands are doing right over this side. And we are going to continue with our reference of this Donglare Invoker, a white Magic the Gathering card to paint this Bretonnian Sorceress that I have in my hand. And the last few sessions we worked on the lighting, especially towards the face, because we kind of need to get our lighting down. And we are going to continue off. We see where the other half of the face, the right side, does not have the shadows in place yet, does not have the colors in place yet. So we are going to get to working on all that. And let's just grab a brush and go at it really carefully. So first off, we are going to see what do we really need here, right? So let's go ahead and add some white onto our eye, because we haven't done that in continuation since the last time. So let's just come closer a little bit. Have to be really careful because I'm juggling a cat at my feet while I'm doing this. Oops. It's just gonna take here, and let's just do a test on the nose real quick so we can kind of see. Yep, we do have paints. We are going to land. Oh. Let's rinse it and take some more white ink. Actually, no, there's no white ink. There's game color white, that white, I believe. So let's just fill that eye so we can lighten it like that a little bit, and we can see that it's too wet, so we're going to douse it just a little bit on one end, and on the other end we are going to douse it on that eye really carefully. Right, and then we'll clean up the recesses a little bit later, but for now we are just going to get that indication on the eye first. There we go. Okay, let's clean it off, the bottom layer. So we now have that nice little white pigment on there, right? So we will continue work on that a little bit later, but now we kind of need to add our shadows back. So we'll take a little bit of this, add it to our palette, clean it up, just add a dot like this. So you guys see how that nice shadow just kind of stuck onto it. We're just gonna clean it up just a little by tapping like so, and then we are going to leave it. Now later on we're going to dab just a little bit of a very tiny annotation of both white and perhaps blue to indicate the iris. So let's just ease up to the shadow on this side a little bit. There we go. There we go. Under the eyelid, you don't need that much black. Let's go and do that a little bit more, because once this miniature is placed on the table, it will be a lot more darker. There we go. There we go. Alright. Okay, so now we got that shape. We will need to smoothen out our transitions a lot later. We don't need to do that for now. Just kind of redden her lips a little bit with magenta. Okay, let's add some magenta towards her nose, so there's a bit of a shadow. Add this towards here. So you have a proper shadow for her nose. Oh. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and like this, a little bit more magenta. Clean it off, I think, a little bit. And there we go. We will later add a highlight at the lip above. Oh, my cat is getting heavy on my feet. On my legs, rather. And we will add a teeny pinch of magenta on the top here. Just kind of glaze it over. Really smooth, so we have a way to dim down that white that we had. Okay, and that skin all coming together. We will make sure to line up this dark tone later on. But for now, we need to work on the other side, because the other side is really missing anything at all, really. So we will make sure to do our dark annotations first with our medium, mixed medium here. And let's just be extremely cautious by placing it right here, and we get it in one go. And here as well, because we really want to sell that dense light. Okay, underneath here, and we will thin it out just a bit for the underjaw. Okay, like this, like this. And we will wet it out by bringing it to the top and then darkening it, washing our brush, adding a bit of water, tinning our brush, and making that transition nice and smooth. There we go. Okay, now remember, this model is not going to be viewed this close. See how huge my thumb is, right? So should I really go any further with this? Actually, give me a moment. I may need to pause. My legs are going numb. My cat is too heavy. I just need to shift her around for a moment. Give me a moment real quick. There we go. Come on. Let's put you on the carpet down. Oh! There we go. Go sleep on the carpet. Love you. Oh, my foot! Oh, Jesus, I fell asleep. That's what I get. I'm sorry, guys, for wasting everybody's time. Hopefully, you guys got humor out of that. Really, my foot is stuffed. I can't feel it. But we're going to continue on because, oh, Kefir, the show must go on. Isn't that what they all say? Okay, so let's just go on ahead and add white to her other side of the face, because that's in due time now. There's too much yellow going on. So let's just kind of dot that to the side, like so, and make it clear in this way. And let's just add a little bit of a, oh, my leg, it's really falling asleep. Let me shake it. Tell myself to shake it while I paint her face. My whole body is shaking. Oh, jeez. Hope you guys are okay with what's going on. Because I can't really re-record me painting a face, right? So I'd say a little annotation there that's of black that shouldn't be there. It's just, oh, god damn it, my foot. Oh no. So just kind of put this here. There we go. It's nice. So we just kind of transition her face real smoothly because it's too much over there. Nice and plump, so her face is not too sharp. There we go. And then, oh god. Do remember, oh, my foot. Keep shaking it. Down here, annotation, annotation, annotation. Annotation. And if you like to see me having accidentally tortured myself, god damn. Oh, my right leg. The then please like and subscribe, because I guess my priorities are in order. Anyway, so there is not enough red. This is black going on here. It's really light. Let's get rid of it. Over here. Oh, there we go. We keep lightening that part of the face up really gently. Alright. I think one more layer of white is just sufficient to show a nice soft reflection. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's really good. We should make sure the camera is seen. Okay, let's also add some skin at the bottom of the lip here. My leg's actually gone a lot better now. Just need to make sure you get blood through it. Okay, so there we go. And now we need to take some tiny bit of medium. Fade it off. Take some shadow. Some ink so this, yeah, dab it there. It's really thick. Fade it off. Right? You can see that we actually covered most of our grounds here. Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit more and get rid of that little black annotation there. And you can see that we have a pretty okay face. We'll add that eye pupil a little bit later. It's not necessary now. Okay, so other side of the face. Let's work on that. So first things first, let's actually take our wet palette. And let's just kind of mix the skin tone together. So skin tones are brown, so it naturally has some white in it. So we're just gonna mix this up and see how this pale terracotta from Galleria is really old paint. Like I've had it since 2008, I believe. Yep, those were my student days, and so I really like this color, and its color for some reason has been harder to come by, and I use it extremely sparingly. So we're just kind of chopping that glob up to bits, rinsing it, adding some tiny bit of medium to it to kind of keep it moist. Okay, there we go. That's all that I need. Oh, right. And let's kind of mix it a little bit with the white here. Okay, bring her back, push this away, and we're going to dab it on her face a bit gently at a time. Fade off the shadows on the other side. Kind of bring it around. We're actually just kind of sketching what's going on in the face right now. And I do like sketching faces. It's a really nice thing to do. And we need to go ridiculously soft with the transitions, because this is the side of the face that is exposed to the light. And so when you're kind of like working with whites, you need to work at it extremely slowly. And you can't rush it. The problem with most painters is that they tend to rush the whites and they take on a big glob. And if you really want to do that, then I mean, if you're trying to paint a lot of miniatures, maybe you should consider getting an airbrush or rethink the steps to make it faster. Because sometimes just saving steps means that you don't need to use things like an airbrush. And so, for example, you could, if let's say I was painting a whole bunch of Space Marines, right, and I wanted to make sure that the faces were all the same color, then on the top of the Space Marine shoulder would be of the much more greater hue. Sorry, hand keeps falling off. So what I would do is I would put it all white first, and then don't even paint those parts. like just leave it and just paint all the blacks. So the parts that are most bright don't need to be repainted later on. Like the problem with base coating is that technically you are actually adding more steps later if you would like to add on like effects like OSL and or anything else, or just shade. So I mean, if you have your whites which are hardest to manage, then just get it in first before anything else. Okay, so there's a annotation there now, which is great. Let's just kind of add that white in so we can nice. So you're going in it really softly and oops. One step at a time. One step at a time. Okay? Okay. Down here. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay. Then we'll keep adding onto her eye. Again and again. There we go. And we want to make sure we come from this side. We should brighten up her face, sorry. Make sure she's in the camera. Shade her other side of the bridge because it would be seen by the face a little bit better. When the part, when this other edge, a bit more. Okay, you see how those inks like come out because of that medium that I'm using. And by the way, it's a slow drying Liquitex medium. I don't think I have that listed in the bottom area, but it's the medium that I use most of the time anyways. Maybe I'll kind of put it on there later if oops, hopefully I remember. Okay, now to get rid of that blue tone that's kind of shifting around the face, we're just gonna put some pale terracotta. Right, and we are going to take our brush and remove whatever that kind of seeped in into the wrong spots. And that white, and the white is nice. And the teal is okay because it helps contrast it a little bit. Because right now it's kind of like this lime. Oops. And this lime blue is what we need. So we just kind of dab this onto the side. Give her a nice plum face. Right? And so we need to make sure to get her other cheekbone because she looks really skinny right now. And both the teal, pale terracotta and white, we will just kind of go slow with it down here. Adding annotations and bits to it. Really slowly. Really slowly. Okay. We're gonna add some more white. Getting way too greedy with the white there. Never get greedy with white. Unless you know you've already done it a million times, you know what's gonna happen. Speaking real softly, here I am. Okay, this side. Have we gotten what we need? Yes, we have. We need to make sure we get that white on that eye. So let's just go at it softly. we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so let's just kind of add a teeny little bit of purple on this side to kind of balance that blue. And let's kind of take a look at her face and see how she's doing. Well, I mean, she's doing okay. I still wonder if that blue is still way too much. It's good for getting the atmosphere of the sky into her face a little bit, but not too much. That's too much. So some pale terracotta on top. Whether that's lime blue. It's not really blue actually. So see how I'm removing that. And that's actually pretty okay. Like let's take a look. So her face is really fine. Let's show me she looks okay at the tabletop. Let's just kind of pin it close. It's like we're squinting our eyes as if we are the judge. And then okay, so we kind of see that her face is okay, right? Okay, so now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this pen, we're gonna pop it off, and then we're gonna like this. No, I'm just that's not what I actually do. Right, so I actually do use this other shorter brush over here, and I take a nice black from my ink area here, and I just kind of like pop it in, kind of like this. Kind of test it on my palette just enough. No, sorry, on my towelette. And now we're going to really get in the eye. Okay, maybe not zoom in that much. Okay, there we go. That's me being a bit too ambitious. Okay. Maybe a bit to be a bit more wet. There we go. Other side. So you can see that I have this brush curved. This is why I'm zooming in so close. Can you a bit more? Okay, now we're going to bring back just the tiniest of clean that out first. There's too much black. It's a cat fur, because cat fur gets everywhere. Because cat fur is really great at getting everywhere. You can see I can just put medium on that and just kind of erase it, because it's paints. You can erase it. Did you know that? You can erase paints. And I'm going to take that black ink and kind of like shove it aside to create that bridge shadow. Okay, now we're gonna go at it again. Clean my brush. You guys can see it. There we go. Whoops. Cat fur. Cat fur everywhere. Okay, now we actually have a new one. Let's try again. And it's actually pretty tricky doing this 3D with the camera in front of me, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Now we need to add that white tone to kind of make sure to get the parts that should be bright a lot more brighter around it. Okay. So first we do it like this, and then later we'll come back and then we'll add the appropriate highlights in certain places. Push this aside. This gray. So now we have a shadow for the staff that's appropriate, but we still need to bring out the face on this side. Okay. We need to be a bit more vibrant in that. So there we go. So there we go. And then we're going to let that eye dry out first. You guys can see the tiniest dot there, and then we're going to add tiny white annotations to each pupil so that it brightens up a little bit. Actually not white, probably I'll do a yellow and a blue on each side. Okay, so after that we're just going to clean up the face a little bit. Oops, we're waiting for that to dry. Like this, we're just going to glaze over it. I really do enjoy painting. It's really fun. Right, and then we'll worry about that color skin later. For now, we are going to gonna work on the other eye first and get out that those whites. So let's just kind of do it. Take this out over here, and then hold it properly. Okay, keep going. Too much paint. Right. Make sure we get that black. Painting in really close quarters like this is really fun. Okay. Get the white. This side. There we go. And this side as well. Just kind of going at it real slow to get those iris shades in, so it can pop out properly. Let's just go ahead and do the other eye. Really slowly. Oh, kind of stuck there. Ooh, so it made a bit of a mess. That's interesting. Looks like the next episode I'll have to continue working on his eyes because I couldn't get it on the first go. And that's okay, because then you guys can learn from the mistakes, which is actually pretty important. Okay, so let's see what we've done here. Well, we worked on the face, and then we actually blew it up a little bit. You can see that same mark there. But actually I kind of like the undertone. You guys will understand why I'm talking about later. Okay, let's see what we did. If we look from this angle, for the most part, we actually did a lot of flaws in this episode. And it's good because then you guys can see how my mistakes went. Things that I could have done better. Well, perhaps I should have made better sure that the curvature of my brush guideline was a little bit more skewed in my favor at a better angle. And it perhaps was too close at a 90 degrees so that I couldn't stipple the dot in a way that I could get it cleanly the first time, which is okay. It just means that I need to take more practice, especially when now that I have a camera in front of my face. This is actually really good practice. Okay, so let's stop here and try again.